where the narcissist takes up space. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist takes up a lot of space. They took up space when you were in the relationship with them, way more than you even thought. I'm going to jump right in. Think about how much time they took away from you, how much you were thinking about them when you were working, when you should have been exercising, when you were waiting for them to come home, when you were waiting to pick them up, when you were waiting for them to answer a text, when you were waiting to pick up food and knowing it wouldn't be the proper food because they would punish you for picking up something that they asked you to pick up for, but you were supposed to read their mind and they changed their mind. The narcissist took up so much space in your mind, during your time. You couldn't be yourself. You became a shell of yourself. You became an extension of this person. You became the unpaid helper, the walking apology, the person who would do things for them. And every day you did more and more. The next day you would be given another endless to-do list, and you wouldn't be given a thank you, I appreciate you, I love you, this is so good. You would be getting things like this. You should have done it quicker. Why did you spend so much money? Why didn't you spend that much money? Why isn't the house clean? Why didn't you wax the car? How come you didn't pick up the dry cleaning? Why are there dishes in the sink? How come you didn't get the Chinese food last night when I asked you to get Indian? On and on and on. You could never win when you were with this person. You were walking around on eggshells. You were not being treated properly. You were being disrespected. You were being taken for granted. And you were being consumed by what is known as the dark energy source. They were consuming your space. Let's go back to the house. Let's say that you moved in with the narcissist, no matter who they were, your roommate, romantic relationship, husband, wife, your adult child moved in with you. I can't tell you, whoever it was. What did they do over time? They slowly took over, let's say, the refrigerator. They slowly took over the cabinets. They slowly didn't do their laundry. They definitely didn't do your laundry. They began to leave things around the house, messy, dirty, if you will. They began to overtake the kitchen table with computers, with laptops, with printers, with books, with magazines, with whatever they wanted to, so you couldn't use the dining room table. Think about the closet when you were, say you shared the closet with the narcissist. Well, maybe you had one half, they had the other half. Or maybe you were really kind and you said, you know what, you just take a little bit bigger portion of the closet. You can take 60%, I'll take 40, it's fine. Well, that was very kind of you, and if you were with a loving, stable, healthy person, they would have respected it, appreciated it, and maintained the boundary that was in place, despite the fact you gave them an extra 10%. Well, what happened? They slowly took over the closet. This is a prime example. I hear it so frequently during one-on-one sessions with people. Next thing you know, you had a tiny little shelf in a closet. They overtook 98% of it. You had 2%. Your clothes were now where they shouldn't have been. You couldn't access them as easy as you wanted to, and they were buying things and stocking them or storing them in the closet. Whatever the things they were, that's up for you to decide. But usually the narcissist just wants to space you out, which means they want to consume your space. I gave you an example of the closet, give an example downstairs of your mind. Think about you when you were at work. When you were at work, you were most likely trying to work professionally, diligently. You were trying to be focused and doing the best job you could. Whether you were an employee, a business owner, a partner, whatever you were doing the best you could. Well, now you meet the narcissist. They didn't want you focusing on work. They wanted the money that came from your working performance, but they wanted to disrupt your work, and they wanted to blow up your work. So they were taking space in your mind when you were working. Example, let's say that you were a highly paid professional and you earned a lot of money. Okay, well, no matter what occupation you were working in, good job. Well, what would they be doing? They would be calling you about mundane, boring things, or texting you, asking you where is the ribbon that they need for a Christmas gift that you will buy for next year, not this year, next year. You see, the narcissist wants to disrupt people's energy. They want to take space in their mind. So using that work analogy, you probably were saying, really, the ribbon, can't we just buy a new one? What's the big deal? You have access to money, or I'll Venmo you the money or whatever it is, or just use the joint account and just pick up a new one. Well, see, that's too easy. It makes too much sense for the narcissist to do that. What they need is to be needed. What they need is to disrupt people's energy. What they need is to take up space in people's minds. Now, over the years, I've shared this, and I've begun to share it more over time. that the narcissist wants to live in people's minds rent-free. No truer words have ever been uttered. It's exactly what the narcissist wants. And they wanted to do this when you were with them, and definitely when you are not with them. No matter how the relationship ends, they still want to live in your mind rent-free. They're never going to tell you that, or maybe they will. But the narcissist knows A, who they are, B, what they do, and C, that you at one point either loved them or were in love with them or cared about them or were invested in some part of a relationship. Again, maybe it was a business relationship. Maybe you two weren't even friends, but maybe that the narcissist had stolen someone else's idea, acted like it was theirs. They needed financial resources. They partnered up with you. You were the money, and the narcissist got the best of both worlds, which means they took someone else's idea, acted like it was theirs, partnered up with you, and you didn't know they were a narcissist, so you believed that they had all the genius ideas and everything. Well, all they did was steal someone else's idea. You put up the money, and here we go. You are now trapped in a binding partnership with a narcissist. That's another example. I could share thousands of these with you. Other ways the narcissist takes up space is, think about this. When you are out of the relationship and you're healing, you now know that the healing path will take time. It will take a lot of time. In your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that I provide for you, and with each and every beautiful comment from all over the world. But it takes a lot to heal post-narcissistic relationship. There is no magic wand that can be waved, no magic pill that can be consumed, and you will have to remove the narcissist from the space in your mind. That's not even counting the belongings that most likely they left behind in your house. That's not even counting breaking the ties from the narcissist, the emotional, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual. Of course, it isn't counting breaking, getting child custody from the kids, divorcing the narcissist, and division of the assets, and more. The narcissist knows exactly when they find a target that they deem appropriate to catapult them from one leg of their life to the next leg. And once the narcissist believes that they have acquired everything they possibly can, or that that person is so beaten down or broken down, or that that person can't provide any more utility, or they've already found a different source of supply, maybe 1, 2, 3, 5, 30 years younger than them, or maybe the supply source is older than them, I can't tell you. But once they think that they have a better opportunity elsewhere, they will twist the knife in that person. And the person that they twisted the knife in not only was me, but I can assure you it was you. And that is a literal, figurative comment, not literal. But what it means is, once the narcissist knows that you are in love with them, maybe even you were caught up in the trauma bond, or you're devoted and committed, maybe you had kids with them, maybe you were with the narcissist, you married them, maybe it was 10, 20, 30, 50 years, I can't tell you. But once they realize that they can do more damage to you by discarding you or ending that relationship, then they do it. And you may say, well, why would somebody do that? Well, A, that's what the narcissist does. B, they're always looking to see if the grass is greener elsewhere. C, they always get jaded and bored with people. The people that they were with at one point was myself, and certainly was you. You weren't doing what you used to do for them. You weren't making them feel the way they needed to feel. You weren't putting your life on hold and propping up them. You weren't putting them high on a pedestal. You weren't doing what they wanted, when they wanted you to do it, and how they wanted you to do it. Now, let's say that you were one of the people that you still gave every single bit of you till the very, very last minute. Yes, I was one of those people. Well, that proves to me, and I'm going to share it with you, that it still wouldn't be enough. You see, you could have given anything that you had. You could have owned your own country. You could have owned all of the cryptocurrencies in the world. You could have owned your own time zone. You could have owned the ethos. It still wouldn't be enough, because in the narcissist's fragile mind, their tiny little mind, they are always in a state of lack. They are always in a state of needing to be in control. They are always in a state of needing to be in someone else's space. Now I'm talking about mind space and head space. Why do you think the narcissist is crawling over dating apps? Why do you think they have multiple sources of supply? And why do you think they have multiple smartphones at any one time? And no, not anyone that has multiple smartphones is a narcissist, so don't even think that. I'm just sharing it. Usually these people have multiple avenues of communication with people you've never even met. Or maybe you did, you haven't figured out who they are yet, who they were cheating on you with, etc. But the narcissist needs supply. That's why the narcissist can't sit still. That's why they're always on the go. That's why they're always looking to see where the next opportunity will arise. That's why they're always looking for the next new shiny object. And that's why there is a term called new supply. You were the new supply at one point, so was I. The new supply is not who you want to be at all. When you're the new supply, you are vulnerable, you're naive, you're giving, you're trusting, you're about to be committed, you are an open book, you have no boundaries, and you definitely don't know what narcissism is. When you are the new supply and you don't know what the toxic person that you're entering a relationship with, or in the past when you entered the relationship with that person, what they're about to do to you, you are going to be on a ride of your life that you will not, and I mean not, want to go on again. The ride won't be pleasant. It will be anything but. It will be toxic. It will be debilitating. It will be threatening to your life. It will be challenging. It will be cumbersome, and you eventually will figure out that you've done 99% of the work in that relationship. Although the person you're in the relationship with, or were, I should say, the narcissist, they made it seem like they were doing everything. They were doing nothing but keeping you stuck. They were doing nothing but living in your mind rent-free. They were doing nothing but punishing you for being you. So going back to the beginning of the video when I shared the dishes in the sink not being cleaned, think about who did the dishes in your house. It was probably you. Did the narcissist do the dishes? I can't tell you. Maybe they were a clean freak. Maybe they did the dishes. They probably still punished you in a different way. Maybe you did the dishes once and the narcissist was a clean freak, or very, very clean, let's put it that way. And maybe you did the dishes once. Maybe they looked at the corner of a plate or the groove of a plate and said, you missed a spot. And then they gave you silent treatment for 3 days. See, you can't win when you're with the narcissist. You may have thought you could have won. You may have thought that they would change. You may have thought that they did care about you. They did love you, and they will eventually see the light, how much you're giving. They take everybody for granted. They punish anybody who has what they don't. The narcissist is a coward. They're a bully. They're shallow. They're hollow. There's no substance to them. There is no originality to them whatsoever. And you may say right there, well, no, the narcissist I knew was very creative. They were extremely original. I'll take the other side, no matter who you're considering. They probably studied books from hundreds of years ago. They probably recited plays or scriptures. They probably attended seminars or events and learned what other people's ideas were and acted like they were their ideas. The narcissist has zero originality to them, and they know it. And there are times when the narcissist will even admit that. Yes, that is true. That will be rare, but it will happen. Because every once in a while, the narcissist will tell you who they were. Now, keep in mind, my hope is you've gone no contact. You've blocked that person. You've deleted them, removed them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you've done it, great job. If you haven't, there's work to be done. What you need to understand is the more energy you are giving to the narcissist, and I'm going to assume for this part of the video, or my hope, I should say, is that you're out of the relationship and you're healing. Although this applies to everybody, every single person. But for the people that are out of the relationship and they're healing, you need to understand, if you leave any avenue of communication open to the narcissist, they may attempt to kick it wide open at a later date, come back, hoover you, draw you back in, and trap you again. And maybe it won't be even 1/10 as easy to get out of that relationship or that toxic entity, the dark entity, the dark energy source. And that's what usually happens. Second thing is you need to understand that the narcissist cares about nobody, not one person. So if you're considering blocking them, but you're like, I can't do it, I just feel bad about blocking somebody, that's not who I am, I'm not built that way. Well, you should really consider what you just are thinking, because blocking isn't meant to harm somebody. Blocking's meant to protect you. Think about what I'm sharing with you. This is your life. It's your journey. It's all about you. It's not about allowing access to somebody who is trying to destroy your life. And that's what the narcissist did. And that's what they will always do with anybody who gets too close to them. And so let's say you're healing, and let's say that you're ruminating and thinking about the narcissist and you're stuck on certain parts of the healing path. I get it. I was there. The rumination will go away over time as you heal. Time is not the answer. Time is an element of one of the ways you will heal. It's one aspect of the healing path. But one of the main instrumental parts is not only time, but it's blocking. If you're not ready to block, I get it. But no matter what you're thinking, you need to process the relationship. The rumination will dissipate over time. I will not tell you when, because I can't tell you when. Nobody can tell you when. And if they do tell you that you will stop ruminating in this period of time, they don't know what they're talking about. Nobody can tell you that. Not one person. The healing path is not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. You need to remember that each and every one of us are on the healing path, headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. You may have more moving parts than I had. You may have less. You may be older than myself. You may be born on the exact same day. You may be younger. You may speak a different language. You may have a higher educational level. I don't know what exactly the background is of you. What I do know is you have the same thing I have, a fingerprint. And that fingerprint is yours. It's what makes you you. And the narcissist stole that from you. Once you wrap your head around what narcissism is and they wanted to live in your mind rent-free, occupy your home, occupy your mind, occupy your work, occupy every single thing you ever did by taking up space. Then you realize you need to get as far away from these people as fast as you can. You are changing, you are elevating and ascending and growing. The narcissist is still stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state no matter what you think. They will never be able to elevate. They need people to need them. They need people to trap in the narcissistic abusive cycle. They need people to trap in the devaluation stage and the trauma bond. The narcissist knows what they're doing. They did it deliberately, intentionally, and on purpose. They played the long game with you. They dragged it out as long as they could. They took everything they could, and most likely they discarded you. If they didn't discard you, you had to end it yourself, or you are looking to end it by creating and developing and getting ready to execute your exit plan. But any way you cut it, you understand that you need to get away from this person or these people. They don't change, and what they want to do is continue to occupy space. I'll give you one more example before I close the video. Think about this. When the narcissist left, say you were discarded, or you didn't have to, but say you were. They left things behind in your house. They left a lot of things. Some were cryptic, some were on purpose, some were intentional, some weren't. Because the narcissist many times is sloppy and they don't cover their bases and they leave things behind. Example, maybe they left a passport behind. Maybe they left a ring behind. Maybe they left some documents or something. I can't tell you that. Those are things that probably the narcissist overlooked because they were too busy jolting off to the new supplies house or whatever they were doing. Who knows? But then there are things they leave behind on purpose to twist the knife in you deeper. Example, wedding pictures of when you walk down the aisle with the narcissist, maybe perhaps on a staircase, where the same staircase where perhaps you almost didn't make it out of a very dark day, January 6th, 2021. Yeah, you're looking at this guy. Well, those wedding pictures or those pictures of the past were meant to haunt me, to provoke me, to push me to do something that I almost did, but I didn't. You need to understand, as soon as you remove the space of the narcissist out of your mind, out of your house, out of your energy field, meaning as soon as you remove them, which is why I say so frequently, cut the ties, the emotional, financial, physical, and spiritual tie. When you remove them from your proximity, the healing becomes a little clearer. The clearer the healing becomes, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the weaker the narcissist gets. The weaker the narcissist gets, the less of a pull they have on you. Eventually, one day you will wake up, that pull will be gone. You will have made it. You will have arrived at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, and there will be no more space in your mind, in your house, in your heart, in any part of your energy for the narcissist. They will be gone, and they will mean less than a piece of dirt below my shoe. And yes, I love dirt. We need dirt to grow things. However, the narcissist is not even close to a piece of dirt. They are lower than that, and they know it. They know exactly what they're doing. So why I shared that with you, the last part, it's just one nugget for you. The narcissist leaves many things behind. Some are intentional, many are deliberate, many are meant to twist the knife in you and keep you stuck, that perhaps pushes you to do something that you shouldn't do, and I didn't do, although I came very close to doing it, but I made it. If I made it, you will make it. You need to believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. You need to understand that tomorrow the sun will rise. You need to understand that tomorrow is a new day. You need to understand that you are healing. The healing path is not linear. It takes time. And removing the narcissist from your space, from your house, from your energy, from your mind, from your emails, from communication, from texting, from any way possible, that is one of the best things you will ever do. And eventually, the narcissist will be nothing but a dark energy of the past. You will remember what happened. You will never forget it. You will take those lifelong learning lessons from the past. You will not predict the future. You will have your boundaries. You will maintain no contact. You will never, and I mean never, go backwards again. And you will live in the present moment. That's where I live. The present moment is where the abundance takes place. It's where the growth takes place. It is the most amazing place, post-narcissistic relationship known to any humankind ever that has been existing on this planet. But to get there, you will have to remove anything that the narcissist left in your house, in your mind, and in your proximity. That's why you have to cut the ties, and that's why the narcissist wants to live in your mind rent-free. That's why you should not be communicating with them. You should block them, get them out, and heal properly. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand a few things. This video could have been a lot longer, but I'm going to cut it like this because about 20 minutes is good for this video. But where the narcissist takes up space, it was your house. It was in any relationship you're ever part of. It was when you were on your way to work, when you were at work, when you weren't going to the gym or exercising, when you weren't participating in hobbies, when you weren't spending time with your friends, when you weren't working on yourself or doing things for yourself. It was also where your money was being zapped and all of your energy and time and everything was being taken from you. And then when the relationship ended, they still wanted to stay in your mind. They still wanted to leave things behind on purpose to have a reason to communicate with you. Oh, can I just get this? Oh, can I get that? Well, you didn't know what you know now. Now you know that they left some of those things behind deliberately, so you would contact them and say, hey, do you want this? Do you need this? That's before you had the wisdom. When you get the wisdom, it doesn't matter what the narcissist left behind. What matters is that you heal, and you heal properly and cut the ties from that toxic person. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.